feels like day a million. Going back and forth between things, because it's the only way I feel like I'm making any progress. So I've got my snout headpiece here, tied up with some twine in order to try and hold the shape, because even though I treated it with a heat gun, it just did not seem to be holding its shape. Added the nostrils, and this black is some silicone that says it takes 24 hours to dry, but doesn't seem to be this stuff. Permanent heat-resistant elastic rubber seal. I was just trying to fill in the gaps because this is 2 layers of foam. Oh goodness, so I don't know how much I could possibly get done on Friday. So basically I've got a couple more hours tonight and then Thursday. Thank God I have Thursday off, except for walking Gus. Got to do the teeth and the gums and plastidip and paint. I'm not even really going to sand the teeth because, hey, they're supposed to be sharp, and this is a cartoon looking thing. You know, it's a comic book thing, not a intense special effects looking thing. You know, this isn't coming from like Ring of Fire or any of those high fantasy things. So you know, like, it doesn't need to look like the Lizard in Spider-Man or Killer Croc or anything like that. So it's okay if the teeth don't get painted with layers of burnt sienna and bone white and grunge and 8 washes. Like, they're just gonna be spray painted white. So welcome to my behind the scenes here. I'm cutting out little triangles of foam. I have hardly ever worked with foam. In fact, I think I've only done it once. I may have mentioned before. And this ridiculous looking setup is my attempt at trying to do something with 6mm foam. So that's a first, because I've only ever used the real thin craft foam. So you're supposed to be able to cut with precise beveled edges for how you want things to fit together. I'm having a really hard time with that. Not using my cutting mat because that's upstairs, so I'm just using super thick cardboard, hoping I don't nick this really nice table that's not mine. And I'm putting these huge ass jugs of protein powder to good use because I think that stuff is disgusting. And here is my suit with the paint that did not work or do what I wanted it to do, so it will look like a Ninja Turtle. Yeah, totally not the desired outcome. So that's a whole another shit show, and the paint turned it into crunchy plastic. So now it feels like wearing a tablecloth. Maybe I will be able to sell it or something. I would say that I could sell it as a Ninja Turtle costume, except it has a giant tail. which the Ninja Turtles don't have. So, I don't know. Maybe some nice person who is not afraid to tear stuff apart would be willing to take it and modify the tail. But, oh gosh, I'm just so afraid of how terrible this is going to be. I really made some great progress with the feet, with the claws, as far as designing them goes. And what I did was I made them out of foil and wrapped it up in masking tape, which was a goddamn disaster. And today is Sunday, and Free Comic Book Day is Saturday. So I don't have that many days to work on this because I'm working half of the week this week. I am exhausted today. I still haven't showered and I've lost count. That's why I keep a checklist. Yeah, so I gotta go take a shower and then have a stupid staff meeting at night when I'm really out of brain power and exhausted. So anyway, hope your Free Comic Book Day is great. And sorry I look like absolute crap. This, yeah, it really still didn't keep its shape. I don't know what's happening here. So, I mean, it's kind of bent, but whatever. Right now it just looks like a stovepipe, but, yeah, it's taking me longer than I thought, that's for damn sure. Oh, Feline. Fucking bastard. Oh. Doesn't. What? What am I supposed to do with you? And other plans. We're gonna try spraying these instead of using the paint on method, even though I know I bought actual green paint for these pieces. But if it goes on and dries in 10 minutes, it might be a way to go. Rust-Oleum do better than Krylon.
what the wind. You can't hear me, sorry. That's what the wind, slight little breeze does. So when you try to put up barriers so you don't hit stuff. And this, you know, okay, fine. So Rust-Oleum definitely better than the Krylon as far as how it sprays, sort of. Except I spent the money on this like ridiculous paint and primer in one universal advanced formula. This was like $13, by the way, and the other ones were like $8.99. Got this fancy trigger. I thought that might be a lot easier on my wrists, and it splatters when it comes out unless you squeeze it super hard. And when you do squeeze it super hard, it comes out in this ultra fine mist that is so light that these little bits here take, I'd say I'm through half the can for this little bit. Rust-Oleum, I gotta say, you kind of let me down here. I mean, better than Krylon, but you still kind of let me down. Of course, I don't have my actual good camera. Holy shit. Please be careful. Oh, my beautiful friend. Oh God, I hear traffic. Oh, please be careful. Okay. Oh, last day. Guster, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to finish this. He's really upset. All right, last day. Gotta get these teeth, gums in, and then try to figure out how to attach it to my head, and then get the Velcro on the suit, which is hanging up there. And that's Gus trying to get out the door. Hi, baby. We already went out. I know. Okay, so what I did was I spray painted these. They didn't have any kind of primer or first coat or anything. I spray painted my teeth, and they fall into the it needs to be done tonight good enough phase, so they haven't been sanded or anything. And I was originally going to put some kind of gum line over them to hold them in. I'm still debating on whether that's necessary, because it's like this wouldn't get into the gap anyway in between them. So I don't really know that that would be effective in any way. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. So I've got to do the 2 other sides, the snout. So the other thing I did this afternoon was I gave him more visible eyes, even though in the comic book they're just literally just kind of ovals. Same thing with the nostrils. With the nostrils in the comic, they're just tiny little swoops of I don't know if you'd call it pencil or ink, but I guess you'd call it ink. So they're not even colored in any different color. This is quite the artistic license taken with it, just because I think you know, if it was just all green in person, I just don't think it would register very well. But I do think that the teeth are coming out really fun. So time to get to the other side. I ran out of time, so a vest was ordered. I guess I don't need it desperately. Yeah, I'll take my marker. So I was once again watching YouTube tutorials last night as I took some pain medication, because I feel like I can barely use my forearms right now. A week of intense cutting, sanding, and painting, when you're not used to it, it hurts so much. And I mean, I typically, you know, I use my hands for yoga and for writing, but especially in aerials where we have to use grip strength, it was this week was brutal. So yeah, so I was in a lot of pain. So last night I was watching tutorials and watched this beautiful French woman talk about making armor boots out of HD foam. First time she ever worked with it. I don't remember what video game it was. Of course, her first time working with it. Everything was beautiful. I don't know. I certainly have learned a lot about how much strength it takes to sand foam. That was the other thing. She said, look how great this is. She was gluing stuff onto my pair of sneakers. And look how easy this is to sand. And I was like, girl, this isn't, it's not easy. I wouldn't call it easy. It's sandable, obviously, but the second you go, I don't know, like make a scratch in the wrong place, it screws everything up. You can kind of see the boot. So what I've done is, when I had tested the boot claw thing before I even painted it, the middle claw flipped under my shoe. So what I decided to do was put these tongue depressors on here for some extra support. Of course, I'm running into some problems. I'm using tacky glue for this, but where is my Loctite? It's somewhere. I will do anything to avoid, sorry, all you're getting is my shoulder. I will do anything to avoid hot glue. I absolutely, utterly hate it. That might be because I don't have like the professional level glue gun with those big long glue sticks. Those do seem impressive. They have controls for how hot stuff gets, but I've never worked with one of those. So my experience with hot glue is it absolutely sucks. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take something heavy, stick it on there, and then I'm gonna do the other boot